Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Genius Dreams Education Channel. Today we are going to do website development. So we are organizing a class on website development, and before we start the class, I'm just going to introduce or give you a brief theoretical aspect about website development. So that's what we are going to do for today. Just a brief theory of website development. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get any new updates on websites. Because as the course is going on, at the end of the course, you can build your own website. So to start, welcome to this class on website development. Today we will be introducing the core concepts that form the foundation of a website and how technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript come together to build a dynamic and interactive website. So we are going to use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to build our website. So first of all, what is a website? A website is a collection of related web pages typically identified by a common domain name and published on at least one web server. So website is helps so it's how people and businesses present information, services or products online. Whether it's simple blog, an e-commerce store or a large social media platform, websites are the primary medium for the internet. So websites, people use websites for businesses, communications, sharing of information, posting, transferring data, and a lot. Websites helps in communication a lot in this modern world. So you can just imagine if today you are a website developer or designer, the amount of money you can get. So be with me, and at the end of the course, you get your own website. So without wasting much time, let's look at some key features of a website. We have the user interface, that's the UI, how the user interface deals with how the site looks and how users interact with it. We also have the responsive design. Websites must adapt to different screen sizes, that's mobile, tablet, or desktop. We also have the interactive elements, that's forms, buttons, and user-generated content like comments or reviews. Those are the interactive elements. So when you go to the programming part, you understand all of these things. We also have the content delivery. The content delivery deals with how content is being presented, how the text, the images, and the videos, how we are going to present them on the website. We also have the navigation. So that the navigation deals with menus and links that helps users to move between pages. You also have the performance and speed. Websites need to load quickly and to return to visitors. So now let's take the three basic components or the three keys we are going to use to design our website and say something small about them. So when you take the HTML, that's the hypertext markup language. So the HTML gives the structure and content of the website. We also have the CSS, that's the cascading style sheet. It's used to design and present, like for designing and presentation, how your website will look like, the font style, the color you'll be using to design your website, and so on. All styling come with the CSS. We also have the JavaScript, that's the functionality and interactivity. The JavaScript makes our website interactive, such like when you click a button, able to take you from one page to another. When you are filling the forms and you click maybe sign in or whatever, it takes you to different page. That's all done by the JavaScript. So now let's take the hypertext markup language and explain it into small details. As I said, don't worry about the theory part. Just know a gist about what a website and what makes websites complete. So when we go to the programming aspect, we do more to details. So HTML is the language that defines the structure and contents of a web page. We can think of it as the skeleton of the website. So when you take the HTML, we have some features, and some of the features are tags. So HTML elements called tag HTML uses elements called tags to enclose contents. Thus, tags are enclosed in brackets. That's the less than and the greater than symbol. Usually come in pairs, opening tag and the closing tag. So when you take the tag, they are normally comes in pairs. That's opening tag and the closing tag. And so any HTML file enclosed in a tag. So when you take this one, this is H1, this is for opening tag. The symbol for opening tag is the less than and the greater than. So the H1 just denotes that this is a header tag and this is the closing tag. So you can see the closing tag has a forward slash before, after the greater than, a forward slash after the less than symbol. And H1 is just a heading tag indicating a heading tag. So for that one, so don't worry, you know about it. When you come here to, this is just an opening tag, a closing tag. This is a text within the heading tag. So you explain that later. This is a paragraph tag, a paragraph tag. This is the closing paragraph tag, and this is the opening paragraph tag. This is the text within the paragraph. Another feature of the HTML is the attributes. Tags can have attributes which provide additional information about elements. Attributes are placed inside the opening tag. So when you take this opening tag like this paragraph, if you want to give attribute to this, you put the attribute inside this opening tag. Don't forget this is the closing tag. So for example, when you take the image tag, this is its attribute. So the source of the image and the alternative name for the image. So this one, when you go to the programming part, I will explain that. So just know what an attribute is. This is called attribute, and this is the image tag. So another one is the CSS, that's the cascading style sheet. So the CSS is used to control the appearance of the website, including colors, fonts, layout, and spacing. CSS separates the style from the structure, which allows us to change how the site looks without changing its HTML content. So under the CSS too, we have some features, that's the selectors. We are saying selectors define which HTML element is to style. So when you come here, the selector here is H1. So we want to style H1. That's the first heading. So what do we want to change in the H1? We want to change the color and we want to set the color to blue. So we are going to make all H1 headings blue. That's what this selector does. Another feature of the CSS is the properties and values. So in CSS, we define styles using properties. That's what we want to change, and values, how we want to change it. So when you take this as a CSS code, this is the H1, and we said this H1 is for the heading part. So when you come here, this is the property and this is the value we want to change. So we want to change the property of the heading tag or the heading content. We want to change its color and we want to set the color to blue. When we go to the font, we want to change the font size, which is the property, and we are setting it to a value of 24 pixels. When we go to the alignment, we want to change the text, how the text has been arranged, and we want to center them. So another feature of the CSS is the external CSS. Now let's leave it because that one comes with the programming part. So when we start, you get to know what the external CSS is about. So you link it with this. I don't want to go more into details about the code size because you've not started. That's why I said let's leave that one for now. So the last one is the JavaScript. So the JavaScript is what we said that it adds interactivity to websites. It enables us to make website dynamic, responding to user actions like clicking a button, submitting a form, or interacting with sliders. So with the help of the JavaScript, anytime you click a button, it is able to take you from one page to another. Or when you are submitting a form, when you click on it, it will say your form is being successfully submitted or whatever it is. It's as a result of the JavaScript. So when you go to the JavaScript, it has some features, and one of the features is the functions. So JavaScript uses functions to perform tasks or actions. So a function to show an alert when a button is clicked. So this is an example of the function. So the function will tell you that when I click on my mouse, when I click on this button, it should do this, do that, take me here, pop up this, display this or that. That's what the function do. The JavaScript also deals with events. That the JavaScript listen for events like the mouse click, key presses, or form submission and respond accordingly as it has been explained earlier. Another feature of the JavaScript is the document object model. So for the DOM manipulation, JavaScript can dynamically change the HTML and CSS of a page by interacting with the DOM. So this allows for real-time content updates without reloading the page. So that's an example of how the JavaScript deals with the DOM in terms of interact with the DOM. So we will explain that too when we start programming. So now let's look at a simple relationship between HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Don't forget we said HTML provides a structure, the CSS is used for styling, and the JavaScript make our website active. All these ones are examples and we'll do them later when we start the programming part. So some important HTML tags you have to know. So here are basic HTML tags that you use often. So this is the first tag, that's the root element of the HTML page. You have the head tag which contains meta information about the page, like a title or link CSS files. So the external CSS files, I said we talk about it. Here is where you link it. And when you go to the interface of the Visual Studio Code, which will be the software you use, you get to know how to link it. So the title tag, the title of the web page, that's the title tag is used to display or it contains, or that's where you type in the title of the web page. And the body is where you display the main contents of the web page. So H1 to H6, that's the heading tag. And as H1 increases to H2, H3, you see the font size of the text will be decreasing. So your first heading will be within the H1 tag, then it follows. This is a paragraph tag that's used to display block of text. This is the anchor tag used for links. We have the image tag that is used to display images. We have the ULOL and the LI. That's the unordered and ordered list and with the list items. So this is the basic website structure. So let's look at how this structure look like. So as you can see from here up to this part, from the HTML up to the from the doc type up to the title, all this one is the HTML structure. And here is where we link our external CSS file, the one that I said we talk about it when we go to the programming aspect. And here is where we've linked our JavaScript. And don't forget, every tag we open were closed at the end. So here we open this tag, we close it, we open the main, it has been also closed here. So all the rest, the coding aspect and everything, you don't need to worry about them. As I said, we will explain them. So to bring our lesson to an end, you can see that in this class we've covered HTML, which provide the structure to the website, CSS, which control the appearance and layouts, and the JavaScript, which add interactivity and dynamic behavior. So these three components or these three keys come together and you can design a website, a full website, to make it interactive and do everything as Facebook and other websites does. So be with me, and at the end of the course, as we are going to start the programming part in our next lesson, you can design your own website. So together, these technologies form the foundation of website development, allowing us to build both simple and complex websites. As you move forward, you begin to explore deeper functionality such as handling user inputs, connecting to databases, and even building entire web applications. So next, we will dive deeper into each of these technologies and start building a real examples. So be with Genius Dreams Education channel, and at the end of this course, you own your own website. I see you in our next video. Thank you. Goodbye. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.